What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Kabloo, and today, massive, earth-shattering, universe-breaking news, guys. Dragon Ball is back. So, yesterday was the Grand Genki Damatsuri event that was held to celebrate 40 years of Dragon Ball. It was in Japan. And it was pretty much a celebration of all things Dragon Ball. There was game news, there was project news, Masako Nozawa was there, and it from what I saw on the live stream, like it was pretty fun. It was a pretty amazing event. And the biggest takeaway from the events, like the main, meat of the event, is definitely this right here. Dragon Ball Super is back and it's returning with the Galactic Patrol Saga. So, the Galactic Patrol Saga from the Dragon Ball Super manga is finally being animated. This was the first big announcement of the event. Here is a key visual. Here you got Goku and Vegeta standing with each other side by side. They both have the Galactic Patrol emblems on their chest, and the logo is behind them over there. And here is the new Dragon Ball Super logo. I want to talk more about this when I start to talk about the other project that was announced, but we'll come back to this. But yes, this is what most people wanted. And honestly, I have to say that this was the most ideal outcome. I was in favor of a remake. I know that's a very hot take. I didn't mind the remake, but if not a remake, this was definitely the next best thing. And honestly, like I said, this is definitely the most ideal outcome. So I definitely cannot complain about this at all. The events of the Moro arc that came out in the manga since I think 2018 or 2019 is finally going to be in anime form. This is a huge development, and the remake I mentioned earlier, we'll get back to that. But for now, let's talk about this announcement here. So, yep, Genki Damatsuri was held yesterday. Part 1 announcement. Dragon Ball Super The Galactic Patrol is officially set for production. Stay tuned as Dragon Ball continues to reach new heights. So yeah, Galactic Patrol Saga anime is officially set for production. So unfortunately, there is no release date at the moment. We just know that they're working on it. If I had to take a guess, from what I've seen, it's looking like late 2027, maybe early 2028, but we'll see. We'll talk about that some more. But yeah, at the event, Masako Nozawa was there, of course. Galactic Patrol Saga. This story will be following the Universe Survival Saga of the anime Dragon Ball Super, which aired between 2015 and 2018. I've already seen some people say that because of this line following the Dragon Ball Super anime, people are thinking that it's gonna kind of like diverge and be kind of split. It's gonna, because like how Dragon Ball, the Super anime and the Super manga have been cut up, well, not cut up, but they've been like different, events play out differently in both of those, in the anime form and the manga form. People read this, I saw some people read this line and think that that's gonna happen again. I'm not sure if that's the case. In fact, I don't think it is. I'd kind of be surprised if it was, to be honest, but I don't think it is. And we'll talk more about that once I bring up the other project. But yeah, it also appears in the manga, the Dragon Ball Super Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc. The main characters Son Goku and Vegeta work together with the members of the Galactic Patrol, the Peacekeepers of the Galaxy, to bring a super scale battle against the new enemy, Planet Eater Moro. So for those of you who do not know, this is the big bad of the saga, Planet Eater Moro. We're finally going to see him in anime form, so that is very exciting. So yeah, the teaser with the Goku and Vegeta standing with the Galactic Patrol symbol, very cool right here. But yeah, huge news. Dragon Ball Super is back. This is definitely what I wanted the most. The return to Super, it was just long overdue. and I'm glad that we finally have it back. So we'll see when we get the release date for this. I think it's still a bit a ways off, but we know that it's coming, and that's what matters most. So yeah, I really like this art. I wonder if it's going to be the art style for when the anime comes back, but we'll see. As for the second announcement that got announced, we actually do in fact have a Dragon Ball Super remake. Well, I don't know if I really want to call it a remake. It kind of seems a little bit more of a remaster. But let's just get into it. So, Dragon Ball Super Beerus, the enhanced edition of the anime Dragon Ball Super, begins anew. This we actually do have a release date, fall 2026. And we do have this promo image, Beerus with Goku standing over there. Looks very, very cool. 2026 in fall, Dragon Ball Super Beerus. Again, it does have the new Super logo that our other visual had over here. So Super logo is the new Super logo is back. I think that this new Super logo is indicative of a new era of Dragon Ball Super, and we will get into that. So yeah, Genki Damatsuri Part 2 announcement. The anime Dragon Ball Super original work, story, and character design by Toriyama is set to begin anew as Dragon Ball Super Beerus in fall 2026. Dragon Ball Super Beerus, a project that was started a few years ago, is the newly enhanced edition of the anime Dragon Ball Super, enhanced by the latest visual expression. Every scene, especially the battle scenes, is more immersive, providing a more faithful and detailed reproduction of the original work by Akira Toriyama, and it will deliver a quality that is sure to fully satisfy audiences. So, this right here, it says it's more faithful and detailed production of the original work by Akira Toriyama. So I think I remember seeing something about how this remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it. I think for the sake of this video, we'll call it a remake. One of the goals of this remake that I saw somewhere was that they wanted this to be a little more faithful to the manga. That's probably somewhere else here, so we'll get to that. So the visuals, sound, and structure have all been renewed with cutting-edge visual expression. The enhanced edition of Dragon Ball Super unfolds. So, Dragon Ball Super is the enhanced edition of the TV anime Dragon Ball Super, for which Akira Toriyama created the original work, story, and character design. This project features extensive new cuts, revisions to existing scenes, a complete re-rendering of all footage, newly recorded dubbing with added score and sound effects, and a full reconstruction of the story. So it kind of sounds like the original Super anime is just getting a complete revamp, kinda. There's still gonna be some shots that were from the 2015 anime, but they're definitely gonna look way better than they did back then. And there's also gonna be some new cuts as well. And I think this is a great idea. I really do. I am a fan of Dragon Ball Super. I think the series is fun. I know it's not the greatest thing ever, but I do have a lot of fun with the series. But despite how much I like Dragon Ball Super, I cannot deny that the original run, the anime did not look that great. In fact, it looked pretty bad sometimes. It just does not hold up in today. It doesn't hold up today. So I really do think this is a good idea. Because imagine you're a new fan, right? You hear about the Moro arc coming, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna check out Dragon Ball Super. And then that new fan decides to go check out the 2015 anime, and it's just a huge yikes. They definitely need to do some cleaning up, and I think this is a great way to do it. I think their goal with this is to pretty much initiate a new era of Dragon Ball Super. Like I mentioned earlier, we have the new logo here, and we had it in the other visual. I think this is meant to represent a new era of Dragon Ball Super, and I think this is great. I'm hoping that this new era, this new version of the Super, it becomes the definitive version, because there's like a handful of different versions of Super, Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, and I really do think, finally getting a version of Dragon Ball Super where everything is on the same page. Just I think that's something that we definitely need, and it definitely cleans things up. So I hope that that's their goal with this new enhanced edition of Dragon Ball Super. There is no confirmation of like if this is gonna be for all the arcs of Super. So far we just have Beerus. There is kind of word on Golden Frieza, like Resurrection F, but we'll get to that. So there's Resurrection F. No word on whether they're gonna do it for Universe, the Champa Saga, the Zamasu Saga, and then the Tournament of Power. No word on that yet, but I'm assuming that they'll eventually get to those as well, and they'll be using those to lead up to the Galactic Patrol Saga. So where did I leave off here? So this is an enhanced edition that expresses Toriyama's original idea, world building more accurately, that will be broadcasted with highly satisfying quality. The Genki Damatsuri, fall 2026 will be the release date. Nozawa was excited and whatnot. Cool. So the Super Launch trailer and Super Launch visual for Dragon Ball Super Beerus were unveiled during the stage. This is kind of just going over the summary of Battle of Gods. Enhanced visuals promise a tense, edge of your seat experience. And yeah, here are some of the visuals from the new project. Some of these, like, you can definitely recognize from the 2015 anime, but it's just very touched up and definitely looks a lot better. Like, this definitely gives me like 2015 anime vibes, and I definitely remember this, and I definitely remember this. But yeah, overall, it's definitely looking better than the 2015 anime so far. I can't really play a clip because I'm afraid I'm gonna get copyright struck. But yeah, I have some gifts courtesy of Dragon Ball Perfect Shots that we'll get to soon. But I have Anime AJ pulled up. I know Anime AJ is a very, like, respected, knowledgeable, he's kind of just one of those guys in the community that, like, he's in the know about stuff behind the scenes. So right now I'm just looking for the tweets. Oh, here it is. So this was initially called Dragon Ball Super Kai internally. You will find Battle of Gods is now 6 episodes long, and that's perfect. Honestly, we definitely don't need Battle of Gods to be too long. It's a movie that's a couple hours long, and we've all seen Battle of Gods a handful of times already. So I think, giving us a new condensed, streamlined version that looks way better is definitely a good idea. And here's word that the Golden Frieza arc will follow with the same length later. It's a remaster, not a full remake, a more ambitious version of the Fishman Island remastered, really. So Fishman Island is a remaster. It's an arc from One Piece that got remastered by Toei Animation. So the same thing is gonna happen here in a similar fashion. So yeah, I gotta find that tweet. There was a mention of how this is going to be like gonna be more manga accurate. I will actually, let me look up DBS Hype. I remember seeing it on his page. So let's go and find that. Where is it? It's here somewhere. I should have pulled this up earlier. I apologize, but it's here somewhere. The Dragon Ball Super Beerus website thing. I know it's from DragonBallSuper.com. Here it is. So, Dragon Ball Super Beerus description from its official site. The globally beloved manga Dragon Ball by Akira Toriyama continues to captivate fans through a wide range of media, from TV animation, movies, games, and merchandising, standing as the top-ranked title with extraordinary worldwide popularity. So, now in 2026, the anime Dragon Ball Super, based on Akira Toriyama's original work, story, and character design, is set to begin anew as Dragon Ball Super Beerus. Here's the part I was looking for. This series delivers even more immersive battle scenes and a more faithful representation of the original manga, bringing an enhanced addition to life like never before. So, original manga. Obviously, Dragon Ball, Battle of Gods is not in the original Dragon Ball manga. So I think right here they are referring to the Dragon Ball Super manga. So from what I'm getting from the trailers and whatnot, to me this kind of seems like we might be doing kind of like a mix of anime and manga stuff. We'll get some stuff from the a little bit of things animated from the manga. We'll get a little bit of that in the anime, and it really kind of sounds like they are kind of like not doing this from the ground up, but they're reconstructing the narrative, cleaning things up visually, and overall I think it's a great idea. I really like the idea of this being the new Dragon Ball Super going forward, because like I mentioned earlier, I like Dragon Ball Super, I'm a fan, but that original 2015 anime is just, it's not the wave. So I'm definitely glad that we're getting a new, this is the new era of Dragon Ball Super, and I hope they do a Dragon Ball Super Frieza, Champa, Zamasu, Universe Survival Saga. I hope we do all of those, and I wonder if they'll even do Broly. We do already have a very good looking movie, but I wonder if they'll do Broly anyway, just to kind of like streamline things, so we'll see about that. This is coming fall of 2026, so yeah, we'll see if all this leads up to the Moro anime arc later next year. But yeah, there were very beautiful looking visuals. I don't want to play the video, but I know Dragon Ball Perfect Shots got some really nice looking clips. Here is the Galactic Patrol. There's that, looks very nice. Here is Goku, Ultra Instinct Goku, who was flying in from one of the earlier trailers that led up to this announcement. Some other nice looking shots from the promo trailers. We got all of that over here. I'm trying to look for the Dragon Ball Super Beerus stuff. I know I saw them earlier on this account. Come on now, where is it? It's here somewhere. Oh yeah, so we kind of just got some really nice visuals from the trailer that played yesterday that led up to the announcements. Just pretty much bringing the manga to life, really. So that looked very, very nice. Some more OG Dragon Ball stuff, kind of just leading to the later portions of the Dragon Ball story. And here's a gift from Dragon Ball Super Beerus that'll be playing in 2026. So as you can see, some of it still has that 2015 anime vibe. It's not completely different, but you can see that there is a little bit of the 2015 anime in it, but there's also the new art and flair to it as well. Here's this. This was Beerus taking on Super Saiyan God Goku. And I remember this from the anime when he was on top of Goku and just punching him, but it definitely looks a lot better here than it did in the 2015 anime, so that's exciting. Super Saiyan God Goku. Here we go. Come on now. Okay, great. The way his face looks really reminds me of the 2015 anime, but you can see that things just look a little bit more detailed, nicer, just more visually appealing overall. I wonder if there's any more we can find. Super Saiyan 3, the infamous Dragon Ball Super Episode 5. I think they're really gonna go hard and rectify the travesty that was Dragon Ball Super Episode 5. It already, look at these. These two are from, so like right here, you'll see the shot of like, you know, Goku, this one right here, where he's winding up the Kamehameha. That still kind of looks ripped out from the 2015 anime, but overall, it just looks way better. And yeah, you'll still get a little bit of bits and pieces from the 2015 anime, but I don't think it's bad enough to the point where this is going to take away from how nice this looks, you know what I mean? Some more Goku and Beerus over here. This looks really nice. Definitely looks pretty good. And here's Vegeta versus Beerus, a little bit of Vegeta versus Beerus. This is the famous what did you do to my Bulma scene. This here looks a lot better. So yeah, I'm honestly really excited for Dragon Ball Super Beerus. Just a little bit of content to hold us over until the Galactic Patrol Saga. So yeah, I can't complain. They're going out of their way to, like, you know, touch up Dragon Ball Super, and like, you know, I think they should, because like I was saying earlier, the 2015 anime is just not that great, especially visually. So I'm really glad that they're taking that effort to clean things up and streamline Dragon Ball Super, you know, trimming a lot of the fat that doesn't need to be there and just making it look better. Hopefully this will act as the definitive version of Dragon Ball Super, because we really don't need multiple versions of the same story anymore. It just gets really confusing. So yeah, that is the news on like project stuff. What did I put here? Don't think I need that. And I'll talk a little bit more about the game. We have a new game coming. A new Dragon Ball world shaped by Toriyama. The latest game project, Age 1000, is underway. So, the new project, Age 1000, a brand new Dragon Ball world in its entirety, and its entirely original characters, all brought to life by Akira Toriyama for a new game project set to 2027. Witness the debut of a never-before-seen character designed by Toriyama himself within the new Dragon Ball world, Age 1000. So yeah, right here is new Toriyama art. Feels bittersweet seeing new Toriyama art at the Genki Damatsuri yesterday. And that's not all. The Age 1000 project will introduce even more unique characters as the adventure unfolds. So maybe we'll see even more Toriyama art as we get closer to the release of this. The world of Dragon Ball continues to expand. Stay tuned for what's next. So, new game coming for 2027. A lot of people are saying that it's Dragon Ball Online 2. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that pretty much covers like the major announcements of the Genki Damatsuri yesterday. I know there was also some game news. Sparking Zero is getting some more DLC. They got like Super Saiyan Bardock, Pikkon, Champa, Grandpa Gohan, Tao. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the niche characters will look and play and whatnot. But yeah, overall, really great event. Definitely the biggest event in Dragon Ball history. And it's still kind of crazy to see that the Galactic Patrol Saga is going to be getting animated. Like, this is something that people have been wanting for years, and I don't know, a lot of us wondered if this is something we'd ever get, but now we have it. So, ladies and gentlemen, please let me know what you think of the video below. What were your thoughts on Genki Damatsuri? Did you get what you wanted to be announced here? Did everything meet your expectations? Feel free to let me know. But until then, this has been Kaloo Solos, the return to Dragon Ball Super forever.